Alright guys, how's it going? It is Tuesday, the 14th of August 2018 and you're watching KopTalk.tv. Alright. So, Mo Salah, have you seen it? The latest drama. Yeah, the latest drama. You know, allegedly using a mobile device while at the wheel, you know. Who does things like that? Alright, look, right, I've mentioned it before in my previous videos, right, I'm actually in court this October in England for the very same allegation, right, true story. Last August when I was in England, I got stopped by a police officer. He wasn't a very nice police officer either, I've got to add, and he was very like, you know, didn't want to listen, he didn't ask me what I was actually doing, you know, I didn't have my phone in my hand, I tried to, you know, not interested, right, there's good and there's bad. We all know that, right? I hate anti-police. My dad was a police inspector, 33 years. My granddad was as well, police inspector. Come from a police family, do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why didn't you do it, Chubbs? Well, because my dad told me not to. He said, don't be going into that profession, son. It's not what it was. It's all fucking scribbled paperwork now and all that. Do you know what I mean? Not like back in the day when my dad used to have these leather gloves when he was a police inspector, right? Flat cap on and that, yeah? Anyone used to give him any jib in town, right? Because they all knew him. He used to take his gloves off, brown gloves, and he used to just go like that in the face, like that. Not like whack, 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 whack. Just like, you've been a naughty boy, Jeff. Do you know what I mean? And they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, Bob. Yeah. Do you get me drift? So the old school policing's gone now, you know what I mean, unfortunately. And some of them are all right. Do you know what I mean? I have very respect for the police, mate. You know what I mean? They're doing the job, and that if he genuinely thought I was on my phone, then he had every right to do it, but his attitude stunk and he was awful. He was a very nasty police officer. So, that was last August. I denied it. So, fuck this, I'm not admitting to nothing I ain't done, because it's true. I went to court in England in June, July this year, I can't remember. Last time I was in England, guys, do you remember? I went over for 2 days or something. Yeah. Got the old, you know, the old whistle and flute out. I didn't really, I just put some trousers and shoes on. I ain't changing for nobody, mate. Right? Went to the thing, it's been adjourned October, right? Full trial. I said, no, I want a full trial, me, mate. Do you know what I mean? I was using my mobile device. I said, well, you get the statement that shows me I was using my phone. I didn't quite say it like that. I was a nervous fucking wreck. I was like, you see, you know what I mean? Before you go to court, man, you might be all like, bothered, you know what I mean? But when you stand there and then fucking, that big crown up on the wall and that fucking, you know. I've got that coming up in October, so I know how he feels, the lad. I know how he feels, right? Now then, so I also know, I believe that you can be fined up to £1,000, yeah? It's fucking just a bit of change for me, guys, you know what I'm saying? 6 penalty points, yeah? You can get 6 penalty points for it, because they doubled it recently. And, it's serious business, and it shouldn't be, well, I'm not making light of the situation. Because if I had been using my device at the wheel, then I'd have just said, yeah, you're right, you know, you've got me, you're right, yeah. Okay, so Salah's situation, I was actually moving in my vehicle in the particular town I was in, just come off like a little mini roundabout, very, very slow, you know, moving in. I saw the police van go past and all that. And, do you know what I mean? But where Salah was more or less stationary, wasn't he? He was like stopping and starting in a queue of traffic. And I want to be very clear about this. I would say the same thing if that was a Manchester United player or Chelsea player or whatever. Now, the reason I single them clubs out, or Everton, right, is that I'm not defending Mo Salah because he's a Liverpool player, is what I'm trying to say. All right? So I've got the same views for whoever the player of any club, as Rafa Benitez would say. All right? So, from what I've seen of the video, Mo Salah's minding his business and he's trying to get from A to B, right? Now then, you've got kids there that want his autograph, right? Understandable, right? And grown-ups filming, or so-called grown-ups filming, right? And not very nice pleasantries of, you know, people, what they're saying and stuff, because he's refusing to stop, refusing to open his window and sign stuff or whatever. And yes, it's pulling at the heartstrings because there's children involved, and some people may go, you know, that's a bit rotten. You know, now you know more than anything, right, guys, that I always, right, have time for Liverpool players that stop and sign autographs. I've always been like big on that sort of thing in the past. You know, when I've done the Melwood Raw videos, I used to say, didn't I? I used to say, look, I know he'll stop, he won't. Do you know what I mean? Now there's these new rules where they're not allowed to stop and everything, so it's a lot more difficult today. You know, they haven't got that interaction. But So what I'm trying to say there is, back in the day, when a player notoriously always snubbed the fans, because one day he might have a dental appointment, you know what I'm saying, or he might have his missus at home saying, "You better be home in 20 fucking minutes." You know what I mean? So he can't stop all the time. But there were certain players, right, that would never stop, or very rarely. And I used to just think, do you know what I mean? Because the kids there, man. The adults are worse, to be honest, but the kids are just... And you've seen me on them videos where I've stood in front of the cars. I'm getting hot in here, guys. Aircon's on, if you can hear it. Ooh, it's very hot out here in the Mediterranean. I tell you. I wish I'd been successful like them Twitter ITKs. I really do. Right, so... You see me on them videos where I've stopped in front of cars, like when I've seen little kids trying to get an autograph, and I've just like stood in front of like a bumper, like, so you can't go any further, just until get your autograph, son, push them in or whatever. Not my kids, but just just trying to create that psychological barrier, which me stood in front of a fucking big Audi or something is a big barrier. You know what I'm saying? So. I ain't got, I'm very pro supporters, footballers should have time for sports. You get that, right? But you don't do it in a fucking, like a little dual carriageway like that, or whatever kind of road you want to call that. Cars stopping and starting. Now, if he winds his window down, like he's going to have a winder, if he uses the electric button and puts his window down, it's not just one kid that's going to go, they're all going to swarm around it. That's going to piss off all the motorists behind. It then becomes dangerous. And what happens when he needs to move? He might go over the feet and stuff like that. And that's happened before at Melwood, for example. So Mo Salah was completely in the right, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of ignoring everybody at the side of that road for safety reasons. Full stop. Fully exempt. End of. Right? Now then. When you do Melwood Raw, right, when I used to do the Melwood videos, right, you can't do them now because it's like Fort Knox, innit, and you know what I mean? When you do Melwood Raw, or you've got knowledge of what happens at the gates at Melwood when the players come in and out, is the players and the managers, for example, often pretend to be on the phone when they're not, right? They often pretend to be on the phone when they're not. So Rafa Benitez used to always come out, and people go, Rafa, and if he was busy, he'd be like... Sorry, I can't. I'm on the phone. That didn't even sound like Rafa. It sounded like someone. It don't matter. They pretend to be on the phone sometimes. Can't stop. Loudspeaker, obviously, or whatever. And have you ever done it in your life? I do it all the time, mate. Yesterday, right, I had to sit at a desk somewhere in a very official building, right, with someone with authority opposite me. Yeah, and I had to sit there for about 10 minutes while that person was sat on the computer, right? Okay, doing their work, and I was waiting for someone else, to be dealt with, right? And so I'm sat there, and I'm like, I'm just like that, just pretending to be on my phone, just like I can't just sit here and stare at them, sort of thing. And have you ever been in a situation? My mate, right? When we go out on the lash, right? He is. He would not describe himself as famous, but he is someone in the. He is someone that a lot of the public would know. He's associated with show business, and when I go out with him for a drink, people, guaranteed every time we go out, someone will say, "Could I have a selfie, please?" with him, They do with me as well. I'll tell you, it's true. Right? Selfies. When I was 15, a selfie was something else. Anyway, like it's not at 43. So he is often, stopped and he's all right with that. It's cool with that, right? Because that's his profession. So people know him, and he wants to interact with his fans or whatever. But when we're in a bit of a rush, right, to the next pub, for example, when an act's starting, he will walk out of said establishment, right? Even if he wants to get away from the people that maybe has, sort of like invited themselves into our company or whatever, and he will walk towards the door and he'll go like that, blah, 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 and he'll walk out and he'll go all the way up the street, gets around the corner and he puts his phone down. Not on the phone. Now I think Mo Salah was not using his phone. Genuinely. I think he was doing this because of the issue to the right hand side of him with the children and the guy or guys or people that were trying to put pressure on him to stop his vehicle and wind the window down. So I think Salah was bluffing. Right? The problem is the law, from what I understand, I think the law, I'm 99.9% certain on this, is that even if you are stationary in a vehicle in the United Kingdom doing this while you are at the wheel, that is the same offence. Even if you are not using the phone, that is an offence. Alright? That's how I understand it. I do believe there's two different variations of that offence in the UK. I think one is using a mobile device, and I think one is maybe holding it. I'm not sure, right? Do you know what I mean? Because I've only focused on the one that I've been accused of, which is using. So the Crown Prosecution Service, now gone from the police to the Crown Prosecution Service because I've taken it to trial, they have to prove that I was using my phone. Therefore, was there data activity? Was there any calls in and out, texts, etc.? Right? Because that would be me using the phone. I think Salah was genuinely just like, oh, fucking hell, dying. All right? Now then, there's more. According to Twitter, social media, let me see if I've got this. Screenshots. Oh, don't think I have. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. I thought I'd screenshotted it for you guys because I knew I was going to make this video. I haven't. According to social media, the person involved in this is a controversial figure, allegedly, and it is alleged that he uses children to put pressure on footballers to obtain autographs, which he then sells through a business online. And there are claims or suggestions that because of his behaviour outside Melwood, that was why they brought in this like no stop rule, no stop, no sign rule sort of thing. And that he makes a living from it. So therefore, your ordinary supporters get penalised. Someone's flown over or driven to Melwood, once in a lifetime opportunity maybe to have an autograph of their favourite player or a photograph, right? And that has now been stopped because people exploit it. It's because if they're local, they can go down there every day, get the stuff and sell it on eBay or private websites, Facebook, etc. I'm not going to name him because it's not my business, and I don't know if it's true. But if you go on social media, you'll be able to obtain his name, and I'm sure someone will drop it in the comments anyway. And the allegations that are being made against him. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's true or not, it's not for me to say. All right, I just like to be clear about that. But it's so obviously fucking true. So the suggestion is that he uses kids because that pulls on the heartstrings, and you'd recognise him all the time, every day. If he's there every day, it's like, hang on, you're taking the piss. Because the footballers, the majority of them are quite happy to sign you stuff. Yeah, but when someone's doing it and it's doing it and they're making money out of it, then that's completely different kettle of fish, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So from like, I don't know. I just don't know. I just think that it's wrong personally, but that's just my opinion, all right? So yes, I don't have a problem with someone that's got a memorabilia business or they're selling a one-off or, KopTalk over the years has come into stuff, do you know what I mean? It's like, I just stick it on there, see if anyone wants it. I've got my own stuff, a private individual might want to sell stuff, etc. It's when someone's doing it week in, week out, false pretenses, using kids or whatever. Now, I think this person has denied that was the situation. And I think that person has also denied that they leaked the video. And some people are saying, why have Liverpool Football Club referred it to the police themselves? Why have they made a complaint? Because they've got to be seen as doing the right thing, I guess. And who knows? I don't know what will come of it. Like I say, I think he was not using his phone, but unfortunately for Mo, I don't think that's going to make any difference if the police choose to proceed. Do you know what I mean, guys? Because what he is doing is actually an offence under British law. Even if he's pretending, do you know what I mean? If he can get away with, saying that I was felt pressurised, so I was pretending to be on my phone and I put it down when I drove forward because I didn't see him doing it when he was driving, then maybe they would look at it and use some common sense. It's so obvious to me, guys, that he's distracting from what's going on. That's what I think. All right. And I swear to you, I would say the same if it was any Man United, Everton player, anything. I'd say the same thing. And just the whole, the whole way you can hear I think he said horrible. The person filming, I think he said horrible. He's horrible, because he wouldn't sign an autograph or something. And to get these fucking phones put in your face all the time when you're a, professional footballer. It's terrible, there's the supporters, and there's good and bad of them. We're talking about police that are good and bad. There's good and bad supporters. There's just some people that are just so skanky and rude. It must be awful, guys. I know you can try and say, hey, if I was paid 200 grand a week, you can do what you fucking want. I get that. But there's also the reality, is that if you were in that environment, it would be like, that's your career, that's your living. It doesn't make you feel any less threatened or harassed because you're earning more money than someone that that's penniless, if that makes sense. It can't be very nice for the footballers. It can't be very nice for them. And I just think we all know that Mo Salah's a cracking lad. We know he's a good lad. And I don't know. I'm in total defence of him. Don't think he should have done anything for any kids whatsoever. He was using his head. And I think it was a distraction. Let me know what you think, guys, about this incident. You feel free to chip in the comments. Anything that you want to chip in about the situation. I would advise everyone have a good read of the comments, because you might learn a bit more about the people or the suggestions of who's involved. I really feel sorry for Salah, and if he's got no points on his licence. And he takes the hit, then it'll be 6 points on his license. All right. So anyway, long video. I'm very passionate about this one, guys. I'm very pro footballers having time for the fans, but there's a time and a place, and I think this was not nice to see. And it's just like you think back to the Carragher incident where he was harassed. There was a video at the weekend where Carragher was allegedly harassed by, it said Manchester City fans when he was at a service station. It's just like, why are people like that? Do why do people have to be like that? What is it? What is wrong with people? And society in general. Do you know what I mean? And we shouldn't allow that. And if you're there as a football supporter, at whatever club you see, and you see other supporters behaving like that, you should be like, hey, knock it off, dickhead. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. So, I'm off. It's 10:37 a.m. and I'm going to go and update dkb.tv now. I did a podcast yesterday, guys. If you want to listen to it, it's available on iTunes and, syndicated on there, and various pocket casts I use, various podcast applications. Search KopTalk, or go to KopTalkPodcast.com. You can download it from there. It's a free episode. It's fantastic. I think it was about 50 minutes long yesterday, 50 minutes long. It's better than the videos, because you don't have to see my face, obviously. That's it. What's something else as well? Oh yeah, I haven't bought my steak yet. Some people signed up to my promotion last week and said, hey, there's your steak. 2 people, 2 lads. I ain't done that yet, guys. Don't panic. Oh, you think I'm going to pass on the steak? You're having a fucking laugh, aren't you? It's just like, what I mean? I've got some things in the fridge I've got to eat first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was with the chick at the weekend, and I had the spread lid on for me, literally. I'm talking about the food. You know what I'm saying? Aberdeen Angus steak burgers without the bread bun though, because I'm on that low carb, high fat keto diet. You know what I'm saying? 3 stones, guys, nearly 3 stone. 41.5 pounds down, I think, since mid-May. Yeah, feeling good, baby, feeling good. Right, so don't forget, I'm in England next week. I don't know if I've told you in this video, or I mentioned it in the other one. I mentioned it in that. I know. I'm in England. I'm going to England at the weekend. Rob, my son, is having an operation on Monday. Not a very pleasant operation for him, and I'm going to make sure my boy's alright, okay? So follow me on social media at KopTalk. Don't forget you can follow KopTalk TV on Twitter and Facebook at KopTalk TV. And I'll probably do some live broadcasts maybe while I'm in England. I don't know, because that will update KopTalk TV for you. All right, guys? So I love you loads. Hope you're all right. And yeah, I'll speak to you. If I don't speak to you again today, I'll speak to you tomorrow, all being well. Oh no, I won't tomorrow. No, I'm busy tomorrow. But definitely this week. But I'm off to dkb.tv now to go and see those legends. All right, guys. I love you. Adios.